team. Here we go. We're about to come on.
So I can feel your essence in me. How to unfold when this knot is so tight. Each step is chosen to reveal the.
Hey team, how we going? It is Kaz from In the Trenches with Kaz, and I hope this sound is starting to improve because I tell you, I don't understand. We spend the money, we configure our equipment, and it just seems to be off. But this is a sneak sort of stream we've thrown out here for Thursday night, which is payday for so many. Put a thumbs up if it's payday for you. And we've got some things I want to discuss tonight, and it's about recruiting the Australian Army. And it has to pick its act up, and it has to do it fast because I believe it's losing some good people. G'day, Scotty Fingers. How you going, mate? We need to have that second chat, mate. You know, sorry, I've been ringing. I've been getting phone calls from the moment I wake up to the moment I go to sleep. Howdy to all those that understand Texan. We got Brady, Bam. We got Maddie Waters. You know, sorry that I couldn't jump on the phone with you. I've only just dropped my daughter off to tell you the truth. Timmy Doust, Tom E. Doust, Simon Powell, President Raffy. How's that Fitbit going, mate? I hope it's doing really well. Hopefully it's making a difference for 2023 for you. And hopefully the BRK in the Anadarko Basin starts pulling its weight and putting on weight as a shares that I'm involved in there. We've got Brad there. We've got Tesla also on the way up. Well done to a couple of our investors there. Hey, Scott, is it? Sorry, Bretto. Right. So tonight what we're going to discuss is a little bit about the recruiting process because either people are parents here or they're people that are applicants that want to come and join the military. The other thing we're going to delve into here is give us a brown hand or something if you've heard of Chat GPT. It's everywhere at the moment. I've got it on the phone right here. It seems to be as good as what it sounds. The new price for Chat GPT apparently is like $48 US a month. So Google is heavily investing into that. And if it changes the world as much as it looks like it's going to, along with Mid-Journey and other things there, it's going to be incredible. Let me just release these. What's going on there? Someone's already throwing. Hey, Maisie, how you going, Cam? Not too cow. Was it the glasses that brought the Indian donation to the room? Thank you very much. Celebrate the first super chat with Maisie. I don't know. A button's just pulled up to say that. So that's well done. Hey, Danny boy, that money I'm going to spend on either a donation to someone in India, which is a week from now, or I'm going to take my lactose intolerant ass, put it on the center of a train, fill myself with cream products and maybe some street water, and then from there, if I can't make myself look exotic on the carpet. We have a cow. We do. Can we get some thumbs up for Basie there, whose real name is Cam. Now, I'm not going to give away the rest of his dental records. And let's have a bit of a chat. So, Chat GPT, have you heard of it? I typed something in here, and it's 10 points for someone to join the Australian Army. I'm going to read those out in a minute and see if you agree, because I reckon it's pretty smack on. Yep. Chat GPT, you need to look into it. Mid-Journey, look into it. The new AI branch has started to come out, and it is going to change the world. There is so many careers. If they don't move with the product, they're going to be left behind, and that's for sure. Lauren was saying that ChatGPT actually passed its medical exams to get a medical license the other day without any assistance. It achieved that, so well done. It's one of our lads' birthdays today. He turned 20. I won't say his name, but he should be out there. I haven't seen his name pop up yet. So happy birthday to him. And he is looking at going to the military soon himself. So, guys and gals, those that are considering joining the Army, Air Force or Navy, this is something that is so weird about the current cycle today. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Let us know, guys, if it is too hard to keep up with. And how are you all doing? Done. There we go. Oh, okay, I understand. Done, 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 done. What's that from? Shit. Darth Vader as he walks into the room. So with the military, let me just quickly explain what it used to be like. You used to go in and you'd let your local defence recruiting agency know that you want to join the military. That simple. They looked at you and said, mate, you're a lab experiment. See you later. We'll come back when you're a little bit fixed up. Or they say, righto, mate, you look like you're worth your salt. What we're going to do is lock you in now to an entire day where you did your U session, assessment session, medical session, and then we're told at the end of the day, yes or no, that you have a position number within the Australian Army, Air Force, Navy, but also we're not given a corps. Okay, you were not corps enlisted. Okay, so you had a meritocracy that happened when you got to Kapooka, which allowed you as a male or female soldier, completely separated in training, and so it should be, completely different standards. And what happened was that by the end of that platoon, you would be told how many positions were going to everything. And those at the bottom of the bucket, despite the fact that their signature should be weighted as heavily as those that came first in the platoon through academia, through physicality, through shooting, through bushcraft and fitness, but they were able to shift you into the less decisive, less fit, less alpha cause that still needed to be filled in accordance with Army's needs. Now, it is incredibly convoluted and there is too many steps that happen. If you were out there and you were in the Australian military right now, I am willing to put my hand on my heart, come down there and do a public speaking event for commanders and for those in recruiting on how they can fix up, because there's not too many people in all of the Australian Army, Air Force or Navy or APS that have been in recruiting for 7 years. I've had 2 channels about recruiting for the last 7 years, and I think I'm bang on top of what you want. They're asking what they want, what they need, okay, and that is signatures. Now, I believe yous are getting let down by a whole lot of red tape that doesn't need to be there, and I'll be goddamn honest about that, because we need people to be here by choice, to be respected for that choice. Otherwise, they'll be poached by other institutions that will take them away from us and we'll lose them for the long run. So when you come in as an applicant, I believe what it should be is, again, you come in, it should always be face to face. You come in face to face, you have a talk, and they do a litmus test on you, canary in the cave, and they have a conversation with you, especially someone from the service you want to go to. If you want to go to Air Force, then I expect to see someone from Air Force handballed over to you. So it's someone that knows what they're actually looking for. Hey, Lodgy hey, Kaz, going to Kapooka on the 13th. Been watching your videos since I was 16. Now I'm 18. The channel has been lots of help. I hope you get a Logie for your work in Kapooka. And I look forward to hearing from you and also your results. Yep. Don't quit. Don't ever quit. That's what she said. So I didn't. From there, basically what occurs is you have the U session, but then what it should happen is in one day. In one day, you come in and you do the U session. And that is the aptitude session where they determine, is this person a lab experiment? If so, kick them out. If they're immature or not prepared, come back in 1 year. If they are prepared, okay, then they go to the next level. And the next level will be what core suitabilities do they have? From there, they'll move into a interview followed by a medical. Okay, so we don't waste the psychiatrists yet or psychologists, and make sure they don't have flat feet, asthma, scoliosis, depression, or any of these things, or controlled drugs that, or criminal records, or facial tattoos that don't let them go past point B, past go. Don't collect the cash. And then from there, basically what should occur is then they go in and they do the psychological screening. And then from there, if that's all the go ahead, we shouldn't need to know anything about fitness. All they should understand is before they get their date within the next week after passing all that, which means there's really only 2 steps, is that they will not get out of Kapooka until they pass a BFA that is required by the Australian Army to even exist within the uniform. That's fine. That's what it should be. Okay, I don't mind if someone that goes to the Navy and goes into submarines, as long as they are not BMI and they don't look like a cork inside the port, and they can fit. I don't care if they're not fit. I don't know much about it. I'm sure the the smaller you are, the less you stink in a confined space. I get it. Muddy waters, not too cow. That is better than being muddy waters, which might be me in the Ganges. So what do you reckon? Simplify it. Allow people to come in, because if you make too many gates, too many appointments, too many different steps, then at any time they may actually lose their pluck or be talked out of, or something might come up and they might just go, you know what, this is getting too goddamn hard. I am supposed to be a volunteer. Let me just join. And if the answer is no and you make it too hard, guess what? They won't. They won't join. And at the moment, this bullshit Brady Bunch ad campaign that's happening at the moment makes it look like it's all about fun, makes it look like it's all about money, makes it look like it's all about the things that people don't join for, that are a byproduct of the great adventure of serving in the nation with your family name on one side, your Australian flag on the other side, and whatever you gain in between. So let's give some respect to those that actually looks like a submarine on the rocks. I took this photo. This is at North Narrabeen. That team is called a long exposure. That's 0.4 of a second to get that silky sort of look, that motion effect in photography. But also looks like if you stand in the right area, like you're on the Titanic, about to scream out with Leonardo DiCaprio up your clacker, you know, the king of the world. And we all know the king of the world isn't the guy at the front of the the homosexual couple. It's the guy at the back. Hello from the Sunshine Coast. G'day, Buckaroony. How you going, mate? He's making his way down slowly. We can't wait for you to get here. I want to talk to you the next few days so we can have a bit of a laugh about things. And, mate, I hope you're doing well. We've also got one of our buddies at the moment down on Kangaroo Island. We've got a whole bunch of people who've just gone to RMC. We've got a shitload of people at the moment that are at Kapuka right now, about to have their first turd from the last steak they had thrown on the porcelain with anger. And hopefully none of them have quit, and they're actually helping those that they see that didn't do the work before they went to Kapuka and actually research what they needed to do from in the trenches with Kaz, and they can help them and make sure they don't quit either. Simon, I never wore an Australian flag on my uniform. Why not? Why is that? Was that because they didn't have it when you were in? Careful, Kaz. Too many long exposures will have the cops after you. Coops, there you go, mate. There's a legend right now. Are you iPhone or Samsung, Kaz? Mate, I'm iPhone, bat phone. And I'm about to make a move over to Apple. I've already had an Apple laptop before, a Pro, and gave it away. You know, I don't like their the way they work. Having said that, I believe it is the future. And when you can't actually really download stuff from your bat phone that you take, the best camera is the one you carry, onto your Microsoft device, it makes it a pain in the ass. Kaz, what are your thoughts on the current recruitment troubles? Well, at the moment, you always have a hard time recruiting people into the military when you're in peacetime, when it doesn't seem like the excitement. But I'll tell you one thing. The money has never been better. The conditions have never been better. The standards have never been lower. You know, but you're the captain of the ship, so to speak. If you have low standards, that's a plight. That is a slight on you as a person. That is, you've chosen, okay, to go easy and do the bare minimum, hoping that if there's an accident, an incident, a hint or allegation, you know, that everyone around you will be fitter and be able to get you out of harm's way, despite the fact that you won't be able to help anyone, selfishly saying that I'll do the bare minimum to pass, understanding that could actually cost the life of individuals in my call sign. I'm quite heavy on the repercussions of slobs. Come on, mate. S23 Ultra, 200 megapixel camera, but we know it's not a 200 megapixel camera. They say it, but you know it's not. It's even the 14. If you try to zoom in on one of the photos and you crop down, it still looks like you're at a storm in Thredbo. Only time was on my Brazard in East Timor, 1999. Never wore the flag on greens or cams, but I was in. Yeah, we definitely didn't we definitely didn't on the greens. I swear they used to give me some off sided seams on my greens so that I could never iron them properly, and spent the time of my section getting their ass kicked. So I started paying married men and fathers to iron my greens and polys for me. And I never deviated from that. Elijah Z, they definitely should simplify the entry process, yep. However, it is understandable how they need to choose a specific type of person. This doesn't excuse, no, it's not, mate. They don't, Elijah, because it's not the way it used to be, and the way it used to be was a hell of a lot better, okay? And I felt like we were never lied to. Even though there was no information we could have looked up because the internet didn't exist, okay, when you got in, you knew, okay, that if you don't pass everything, for example, in your first few weeks, if you didn't do 7 chin-ups, you were back squatted instantly. Men and women were not put in the same call signs. Women had to train together because they had the same standards. Okay, much higher standard was men. And if you failed there, you were back squatted. Now, you had to come up with the goods. And Kapuka at the moment has no real gates. So they can pass on someone who is potentially unfit, injured, or not really there psychologically onto the school of infantry. It now becomes their problem. And I don't agree with passing on problems. Simon, only time Air Force wore a flag was when they were overseas. Was it the colour of the rainbow? Kane. Hey, it's been ages, Kane. How you going there? Hey, Buck, time to start the Pyro Reviews on the lap of Australia. There you go. Possibly changed now. The parrot is in the cage, Brady Carr says. Kane, Timothy Cartwright, evening. G'day, Timmy. How you going, mate? Have we seen, where is he? We haven't seen Joshy Fawns tonight yet. Haven't seen him for a while. Hope he's okay. Yeah, we haven't seen our Western Australia brotherhood either. Maxwell, as much as I understand the issues some people have, I found my process to be quite smooth and comprehensive in what was expected of me. I wouldn't mind hearing the issues others have faced. They can be considerable, Maxie. Now, and I hear people that are stretched out over months. Naturally, there's two sides to the story, exactly what you said just then. But also there is times where people aren't getting emails back, where there's mixed up information, where people are told, no, you're not suitable. And then 2 weeks later given, hey, but we can take you right now. Or you can't go into intelligence corps because you're missing this, and this, but you can go into infantry. You're going. So you're allowed to go into teamwork where the net result is if you fail, the people lose their lives, but you can't go into somewhere where you might do something wrong and drop a coffee on a map. Doesn't make sense to me. Dave, how you going in Vietnam, mate? Hope all is going well there, mate. Hope you've got a gut full of by me's and it's not coming out, like soup. I've got to say good day to your lady too, mate. I've got 1 week before I'm in India regretting what I eat while I sit in the centre of a train. And I'll be inside the train, not on the roof. Understand how easy it is. I myself have blitzed the entry standards at home as well as blitzed some of the requirements of the exercises done at Kapuka. Yeah, you don't need to be that fit at all. That's a lie because it's a trap. It's a deliberate trap to let people of low standards and genders in, and then they can't get out once they get to their IETs. The trap is set, and then they're stuck there for 2 years, females, 4 years, males, or longer if you only just met the requirements of the pamphlet to get in. Kaz, what was the message to the photo the other day? Well, that was the one where I was underwater and my daughter looked like she was calm water standing on my back. We had a whole lot of people with some fantastic responses there. I can read them out in a minute. But to me, I was looking at her thinking independent woman. There she is standing on Dad's back. Dad's running out of oxygen underneath the water. And they don't necessarily understand they are so privileged in a country so great that they don't realise when they say that they don't need, males don't need, females don't need this, don't need that we're supported so well, so continually, that we don't realise until we lose that safety net that we were never sailing as cruisy as we thought we were without the help of others. I need women in my life. I need men in my life. I understand that almost everything has been built by men that I use every day. And if someone complains about the roads in the state, then they should be given a shovel and some hot pitch, burn their shins, burn that hair off their shins, and make them stay out there in the sun until they improve the road they complain about. That's what I reckon. It's the dickheads on the road, not the road, because I'm just as happy on a dirt road as long as it's not corrugated. Daz is here. Guys, let's get some thumbs up for Daz. That poor bastard has just spent more than a month without a day off building dikes, and I don't mean the LGBT type, to keep the water from the Murray from stealing houses, only to, as the water subsided, be told to turn around and now tear it all down at taxpayers' expense, naturally. In case you're not asking, guys and gals, in some countries, this would be considered a beard that's on my face. Not many, but some. Timothy, PFA booked for 14th of Feb, 2 weeks away, getting close, but feels like it's been forever since I started the application process. Yeah, mate, when you go in there, just make sure you go in to try and win it. Then as a byproduct, you already pass, but if you can win it, all the better. Feather in your cap. Hey, Bree, rest in peace, George Pell, may... What? Hey, Bree, rest in peace, George Pell, may your soul rest in peace. I think there's someone bigger waiting for Mr. Pell. Bucko. I do not agree, but with people protesting at someone's funeral, you're about to get the judgment from the big guy. Okay, let him have the last say. And I reckon some of our judicial system might be scared of their own demise one day as well. Sorry I haven't been on here too much lately, guys. As you know, if you have kids during school holidays, the obligations that you have for children to make sure that they come first, is that always should come first. Yep. And kids having their last day of holidays is as important as their first day and a couple of days after that. I've been having some fantastic phone calls, really, really great phone calls. I can tell you now, with people that are applying for the military that aren't in yet, that are around 18, 19 and 20 years old, and I goddamn tell you, their heads are on right. They come in educated, they come in inspired, they're good to go. And some of the conversations I've had really gives me hope in the generation now to try and wait until that pendulum swings back and common sense prevails. I've been pretty happy with those conversations. Senior Cooper, I'd be curious to know what a more comprehensive recruiting process, if it is resulting in better suited recruits on the ground at 1RTB, or is it red tape for the sake of it? Well, the sad thing is, Coops, they don't do a fitness test anymore at Kapuka, and they don't have to pass it before they leave Kapuka. And at RMC, they don't carry packs at the same time they're doing most of their activities to avoid injuries, despite the fact that every soldier that ever serves them does have to carry a pack, webbing, and protective ensemble. It doesn't make sense to me. If you're not hard enough, see you later. You can go and be a storeman. Maisie, that's a nice name. Hi, Dean. Hope you're keeping well, mate. I'm looking for advice, SSO training. Please would be able to have a chat. I sent you a message on Instagram. Maisie, if you need to come and do that, come and find us on Patreon, mate. The amount of calls I have on a daily basis, I just need some sort of barrier so that I don't end up like my last channel where I could end up with 40 or 50 calls a day. So come and find us if you can on Patreon, and we'll get your money over to someone in India when we get there. Hoping to make a difference to someone on the ground because India doesn't have a very high average wage over there either. Great news, Mr. Buckaroony. What is it, mate? What is it? Or have I got great news? Was a storeman? Well, storeman clerk. That's fine. That's okay, mate. There's nothing wrong. We need to have them. Right? But some people, do not fit in the world of combat corps where we travel at the speed of our slowest person. And if that person slows the entire call sign down and we can't get to an attack by fire, support by fire, CASEVAC location RV, or a force separation point or a H-hour FUP, forming up point, or withdrawal location, or be able to dig to get under the ground, despite the fact DJI drones will probably find us, then we're in big trouble. So we have to be honest with our allocation of where people go. And I was always good friends with the storeman anyway, because that's a good habit to have. And you know that. Take me 6 months from applying to leaving in 3 days. Brad, that's awesome, mate. So whatever you eat now is going to land on the porcelain of Kapuka toilet. Well done. Jimmy W. Got my enlistment date on the 20th of February for infantry. Well done, mate. Jimmy, heaps of thanks, Kaz. You've helped me out to get where I am. Keen to share a cuppa down later down the line. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. I just had a really good one with the guy that left for RMC a couple of days ago. He's great. I've told him if he fails, he's going to catering. And he says, if I go to catering, I'll be the best at it. So there you go. No worries, Maisie. Elijah, in regards to the title, Kaz, do you have any belief that the recruiting process will change? I don't, mate, because it is now governed by civilian HR. It is governed by politicians within the over-representation of officers within the Australian Army, Air Force, Navy that we don't need, that are thinking more about their political career rather than the survivability of our army being the best small army in the world. So I don't think it's going to change. It's meeting political pushback, put it that way. And I don't think the army's pushing back very hard at all, despite the fact I absolutely love the Australian Army Chief of Army. He worked in the 2nd 4th Battalion, the 2nd Battalion, an amazing man, and such a lovely person. Absolute faith. I'd follow him for free. Timothy Cartwright, hey Cameron, you have to wait your, where is he? Cam says, I know my assessment is in 2 weeks. I'm looking forward to this. How many weeks after our defence interview do we do our PFA? Well, if it's successful, it can be within 2 weeks, and that'll be a practice one. And then after that, you'll be getting ready for your proper one. I believe if you pass the first one, you don't need to do a second one, and you should be given a date for Kapuka ASAP. Timothy says, hey, Cameron, you have to wait for your enlistment coordinator to give you dates for PFAs to book. That's if you don't need to wait for medical clearance after assessment day. And you'll get 3 of those dates. Okay, so you can pick the one that most suits you, yeah? We've also got one of our really long-term subscribers who was just recruited into the military from, wait for it, he's my tube supplier from Townsville. So he's hoping to go straight back to Townsville and represent there. And he's a lovely guy. And you'd never guess there's 30 years in between us, because his conversations are fantastic. And I feel better for him. Kiwis in the rear with the gear. They know where the cold Coke is. Yes, they do. Hey, Lauren, how you going, mate? Mate, I've been deep diving on that mid-journey art and listened to a lot of videos from graphic designers that are basically saying they have a choice now to either get with the program or basically lose their jobs. Now, it's very interesting. Endless Records. Hey, mate, went for defence last year when I finished school and got told to come back with 2 years job experience. Hopefully this year I make it. I hope you do too, mate. And you know what? They've probably done you a favour, mate. So don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You'll be right. Now, when in doubt, jump on Patreon, have a conversation, and we'll walk you through and we'll have some laughs on the way. Not Navy in the rear. I sometimes wonder what my career would be like in the Navy. And for the money to be right, I reckon I'd go and probably give the submarines a go. But I heard something very interesting the other day, and that is there's a completely different sort of seasickness that happens in submarines that I wasn't even aware of. It's apparently completely different to that of being on the top, and there can be more of a spiraling sort of effect, and you can get chronic seasickness under the water as well. Didn't know it. Hey, Cameron, all good, mate? Kane, how long have I been croak? You mean crook for a week now, Lauren. There we go. Endless Records. Thanks, mate. 100. I love it. Lauren, I just had a delightful moon bath. I don't even know what that is. And a relaxing in an alpine cabin. Happy to have internet. Bam. I can't beat that. I just had a bath in my own filth, which I mean is sweat with this West Sydney dog playing frequency where I haven't had any time whatsoever, so it feels, other than sitting on the shithouse playing those free games. Let's have a look at something. Lauren, you should see this. This is Chat AI form, ChatGPT. And when I asked it, those that don't know it, a quick rundown. ChatGPT is an AI program. We're up to iteration of about 4, I believe it is. And basically what happens is now it is almost perfected. You can type anything into it and it will give you the answer. It's not just Google search. Okay, it can create code, it can write music, it can write rap, it can write essays, it can write resumes, it can do whatever you want. 1,028 word essay on the biography of Genghis Khan. 5 seconds later, you got it. Amazing. So, where are we? What's the question? Top 5 dividends on ETFs on the ASX. That's one. 10 reasons to join the army. Let's test Chat GPT and see how we go. Can we get some thumbs up there, team? We're sitting on 17 likes at the moment, which YouTube's going to think that I'm in trouble. So let's raise a glass if we can, and we'll call this one to Mr. P as we remember his memory. The delicious McDonald's gourmet coffee. Okay, so I've got some good news. I'm going to compare it on the 13th of this month. Thanks for all the good videos. All great. There's Sully. Make sure that you're good to go. Make sure that when in doubt, join Patreon. We have a conversation. And from there, okay, we have you ready. But without further ado, Lauren, here we go. Private resident tax. I'm not sure. Oh, okay. So this is the 10 reasons to join the army. That's all I wrote in. This is the response it gave me. 1, serving in the military can provide an opportunity to travel and live abroad while serving your country. Totally agree. 2, join the military offers a chance to learn valuable job and life skills, such as problem solving, teamwork, and leadership. Absolutely. Totally agree. 100%. 3, career, not job. Career advancement opportunities in the military can help you advance your career quickly and help you understand different career paths. Absolutely. Because you're also on your periphery watching other people's careers unfold and saying, I wish I'd done that. And maybe you can. 4, a military pension is available after 20 years of service, depends on what army you're in, which can provide significant financial support in retirement, but it can also allow you to move sideways into a job that wouldn't normally pay the bills. Uber, I will eat your spring rolls if you order them, and allow you to live your life there and supply for your family while being compensated by that pension. Okay, this must be for American as well. The GI Bill can offer eligible veterans a variety of education benefits, including tuition, books, and housing allowances. The Australian Army can do that too. 6, serving the military can give you an appreciation for different cultures and an understanding of global politics. Absolutely. But don't expect those around you in today's society to get on board with that. It's funny how those that travel the least amount of space from their postcode have the most about to say about the people that have travelled, not Kentucky, without air conditioning off the path least travelled. In addition to salary, the military offers a variety of benefits such as healthcare, vacation time, and access to family recreational facilities. Absolutely. That was 7. Number 8, or ultra, the military provides an opportunity to do meaningful work and to make a positive difference in the world. Yes, it does. It gives you a license to be a good Samaritan, hashtag Dexter, in a foreign currency of humanity as well as financially. Number 9, serving the military can be a great way to challenge yourself and to push yourself to new levels of personal and professional growth. Absolutely. This could have been pushed right down to the bottom, as in the top. Number 10, okay, military service can open doors of networking and career possibilities once you leave your service. Guys, how can you possibly say it any more succinctly than that? Plus the health benefits that come with training twice a day. That is excellent. That is ChatGPT, and that took about 3 seconds to compile. That is awesome, amazing, and I might do a small video on that. Is there something that you want to ask me that I could put into ChatGPT right now? I dare you. Dare you. What do you want me to ask it? Don't be the class idiot. I'm that guy. Warren, do you like the photo in the background? I just did a fart then that actually sounded like someone that had been eating curry coming down a hill on a toboggan. Jeez, better be careful. So does anyone have anything for ChatGPT? What do we got? That made me come up with all the goodies team. I've been playing Switch all afternoon. Lauren's been out and about. What do we got? ChatGPT 10 reasons Pepsi's better than Coke. That's bullshit. It doesn't accept propaganda. I'm not even going to do it, Coops. I'm not going to do it. Kane, Lauren is writing, hey, Lauren, I'm buying my mum a bracelet with my two brothers' names and my name engraved in it. That's fantastic. Why the Air Force is better than the Army. Simon, let's look at that. Hopefully it comes up and just says it's not. Why is the Australian Air Force unable to get cancer when they roll their sleeves up, yet Army soldiers die on the day they do it? Why is the Australian Air Force better than the Australian Army? That even hurt me to write it because there's not one person that generally thinks that. It's thinking, Miss Jane. See, it's going, I can't commute. I don't even know how to answer that. I've never seen it take so long to try and get one response. It's not. Come on. He deserves an answer. Oh shit. Let's come up with something. All right. Not happy, Jan. The Australian Air Force is widely regarded as one of the best air forces in the world. Not better than the Army. Its reputation for excellence is well deserved. The Air Force has access to some of the most advanced aircraft, blah, blah, blah. Okay. In comparison to the Army, the Air Force offers more strategic advantages in modern warfare air superiority. Of course, because the Army can't fly other than rotary wing. More comfortable beds, more air conditioning, more pay for less work, and no fitness requirement. Whinging is allowed between the hours of 9 and 4 in the afternoon and then double time after work hours. Additionally, the Air Force is considered to be on holidays 365 days a year and have no chance of being injured in a conflict. Overall, the Australian Air Force has a long and proud history of service to the nation, and the capabilities are second to none. Its advantages over the Army make it a powerful tool for defending Australian national interests at home and abroad, but could be better with an exercise regime. That's what it says. Some of that may have some creative license. Matty Waters, we can all agree that Pepsi Max is better than Coke. That is Coke Zero. I don't endorse that either. One thing we can all agree on is 7-hour air is better than 2-hour air. No one's ever said that, Tyson. No one's ever said it. 7-hour air, the one thing they are very good at is holding the anchor of last place every year at Duke of Gloucester Cup. Maybe not, but it'd be close. Cane and Peppers. How you going, buddy? Matty Waters. For those that don't know, the Duke of Gloucester Cup is a premier infantry competition between all of the battalions that is held at the School of Infantry, adjudicated by the instructors of the School of Infantry. I expect sledging, no matter what battalion you're from, that is not my own. Therefore, okay, bring it on. Yeah, that's what we needed. For those that didn't see, Donald Trump came out yesterday with an amazing leadership speech based on some things he wants to change as soon as he gets in, if he does. People ask, what does leadership look like? That's what it looks like. Lauren loves 2-hour, and 2-hour loves Lauren. Scotty, why drink Coke when Bundaberg ginger beer is better? I'm not a fan of it, mate, Scotty. I do like the Bundaberg passion fruit, the imposter to the Pasito, or the help me out here, Passiona. Tyson, goddamn the assault. We actually came second last year, so yeah, we came second when I was in there too. I was the very last ever 2nd 4th Battalion Duke of Gloucester team, and we came second. Beaten by 1-hour actually, and 3-hour about 8 points behind us. If I'm not wrong, 2 came third. That's okay. They're always on the podium, but aren't they? Mm. So I said, what is going on with every battalion either having the mocker of motorised or mechanised, you know, except for the second battalion with the amphibious light infantry / recon role? What's going to happen now that they've put a delay or a suspend on the lynx or the redback? How do you keep training in mechanised and motorised if you don't have the vehicles? Bushmaster is not a infantry fighting vehicle. What he's using instead, it'd be very interesting. Do you actually have developing tactics on the ground? Ladies prefer tour. Yes, they do. You know, but it does sound better in some ways if you say, if you go on from the second battalion, second to none to the ladies, but a girl's new to town, and the guy goes, I work for the big blue one. That sounds a little bit better, I guess. Chat GPT, Lauren, have you got something you'd like me to ask it? Hmm. Yeah. Not too many people on these days, team. All pitch black, 91, a 3 RAR, got their asses handed to them by a bunch of raffies. At pitch black, 91. Okay. That's easy when you're firing blanks. All right. So at the moment, we're also seeing something that's about to unfold that is really, really hard to watch, and that is the conflict that's occurring over in Europe between the two big powers. Because at the moment, we've now been shown, as they said, oh, we've accepted the Leopard 2s to go to Ukraine and the Abrams to go from the USA. We're seeing when that came out, there's already footage of the vehicles on the trains basically in location. So they are going to be a game stopper on the battlefields of the flat terrain of the Ukraine. While at the same time, meeting that and doubling down, it looks like Russia might be mobilising up to 500,000 men and barely training them and throwing them into the grinder. I feel sorry for both sides, to tell you the truth, mate, because there's one person that, I really don't like at all, and that's Senor Putin. He's a very, very smart man, but he's been drunk with power. And I can't see him getting out of this, but I can see him potentially doubling down. Currently, we're using the M113, okay, and we use them in the same way you would use an IFV. Mech is supposed to drop you off and then bug out, but the way we use them is they drop us off and stay in. Well, almost every weapon can destroy a M113 on the battlefield, so you do have to be careful. We've always trained the second road wheel. They can drop off on the actual position. It depends on the IMAP, the salute him extrapolation of equipment and command that we're up against. There's no reason why they can't actually do a battle run straight onto a position, and 5.7 used to do that. Okay, we've done it a bunch of times myself. However, in reality, I don't want to be where there's armor defeating weapon systems, okay, in the back of something where the chances of dying from, what would we call it, excessive heat, it's not my thing. I'd rather go down quickly with the body armor on my chest. As far as I can tell, things are going to escalate, unfortunately. Yes, they are. Paris Magic recently went to Gallipoli. Fantastic, mate. To Gallipoli Barracks. Oh, I thought you were saying Gallipoli Barracks. All righto. That changed things a bit. Drew Cadets, the M113 quite literally seems like a tiny box on tracks. Decently fast, loud, and can hold a lot of men. Yeah, it can. Yep. We were in that operationally several times, and I tell you, the heat in the back, it was getting up to 60 degrees Celsius for the guys from 3-4 Cav, etc., that we were working with over in Timor. And that's on the inside of those boxes in tropical environments. And the SOPs where they had to stay in the vehicles. And I tell you, the heat in those could make you vomit. It was terrible. But it was better than walking, especially on those volcanic rocks. Sean of the Dead says, hey, Kaz, I got past the interview process, and if all goes well, she'll be leaving in 3 months. That's excellent. Let's see you do it. What movie is that from? Gallipoli. Kieran Townsend. Hey, mate, going to Caprica in February, but unsure how much and what to bring. There'll be a load list. Anywhere I can find a solid list, it'll give a better description of the army packing list. The army packing list is all that matters. Other than that, mate, take some wet wipes in your echelon bag. Take 2 sets of clothes, of casual clothes, understanding that you will have to carry all these bags. There's only limited baggage. You can't take much shit, and depending on where you go to, you will buy new clothes and probably throw out all of those acid wash jeans and skivvies you've got when you get to your IET location. Tyson, the buckets aren't great. However, they are very reliable and don't bog easy. That's right. However, they are very uncomfortable, especially down here in Coltana Desert. Look, they are uncomfortable, but like I say, they're always better than walking. And when it's raining, I don't mind being in the back. I did shit decades in APCs, no problems. I was always sitting on the left-hand side of the vehicle, closest to the driver, normally for most of it, except when I was the commander. Hey, Kaz, leaving in 19 days, starting to pack, not sure on what to bring. Okay, same question. You've got a list, go by the list. Don't take much more than that, because anything you need, you won't be using, you won't be wearing. What you should take is photos of the prettiest girl in a real photo, not on AI. You can stick on a wall with your parents and your loved ones and your dog and your dream car or bike. The reason why you do that on your wall is so that when the instructors come in, they can see that you actually are a human, and maybe that pretty girl will be at your march out, so it better treat you like a human instead of someone that turns up with no photos, writes no letters, and then comes across as just a number. We write back, need a wee. Moon wee, says Brady, he's very fast. How we going? 13 minutes to go. Evil 13. Sorry that we haven't been on here as much lately, team. Like I was saying, it's not by design. But every time I got ready to go, I've had guests staying here. I had Hillary Clinton staying here, who's getting ready to come to India with me. I've been getting out to the beaches of Sydney, been looking after my daughter, dropping off my daughter, going and seeing Ma and Pa, not Kettle. And, yeah. Coops, I've got to give it to 5'7", lads, though. Heat didn't deter them from getting up to extracurricular activities in the back. Ramps down, pants down, as they were known. 5'7". And 3R had a lot more other names from him as well. Thanks, I'll get one. Good on you, Arnie. Yes. Yeah, we had over in one of the things that really pissed me off, and one of the reasons why I get angry with fat people in the army, was we had like Russian sort of tactics in East Timor, where you were allowed to sit on top of the APC if you were certain positions, sit on the hatch, so to speak, sit on the ramp and on the lid on the top. But what happened is, old Rudy and Parade, some of the guys in his section, they went around a corner too quick, and one fat bastard grabbed another fat bastard who dragged two fat bastards off the top of the APC, landed on a road, got Kazavacked, got busted up. So after that, there was no sitting on the top. It ruined it for everyone. Harrison Magic, by the end of the day, you're right. It's not an IFV and never was meant to be. It's 50 cal would fall short of modern auto cannons. Oh, yeah, it'd go straight through it. Let alone it couldn't take it. Guys and gals, has anyone seen the new, it's Coops, I don't know if you've seen this. I saw it the other day, and it was horrible. They called it the Ukraine death ray that they used on Russian troops. Flat trajectory, extremely fast and devastating. I watched that and I was like, oh my God, that looks like it chop an APC in half, or a redback, or a lynx, for that matter. Just join the Foreign Legion. If you can't join the Australian Army, don't do that, Sage. Don't do that. We've had soldiers that have ran from the French Foreign Legion and said, it is not what you think. Scotty, missed a bit. Was just sharing a channel on my Facebook page for my friends and their kids who want to join the military. Oh, that's great of you, Scotty. We've got to look after our young ones and give them the best opportunities to fly through life, to make them happy, to be able to understand that high school is a memory game only, that university is not in any way able to improve your IQ. It simply gives you a qualification that allows you to, if you're not in STEM, to basically be milked like a business. We spoke to a guy today who was joined the army who did a semester as in law, and it cost him 20 grand for his semester. And he ended up saying to his parents, "Nah, I'm outie. That's not what I want my life to be." And it was never about intelligence. It was all about just getting there, paying the money, doing whatever it takes to get through it. And then after that, that's when the big dollars and the learning occurs in that job area. It was I think majority of universities are horrible rot, to tell you the truth. It takes away all of the art that you have as an individual to be the cutting edge maverick of whatever you're going into. Tyson, don't worry about that. The bloody 7.62 can get through an APC. Yeah, but it didn't. It didn't get through the APC in Vietnam. They had 7.62 fired at them all the time. Yeah. The APC was a workhorse in Vietnam, actually. My dad was a crew commander in one of the vehicles over there as a recce mech. Yep, serving out of Nui Dat. What else we got? Hey Simon, thank you for that, mate. Is that because I read your RAF is better than Army? We've been talking about ChatGPT for those that didn't know. Same. We're able to do another ChatGPT, see what comes up with if someone wants to ask something. Got it right here. Timothy. Hey Kaz, when in India only drink liquids that come in sealed bottles. Yep, you purchase and you'll be crook as. Does come from family friends who have been there before. Timmy, I know you're right, but one of the dodgy things about India, and they are dodgy bastards, okay, is the fact that they often put some glue on a piece of plastic that's underneath the lid, so when you break it, it feels like you've broken the seal when in actual fact you've drank some of the Ganges.